lives do we live? How many times do we die? They say we all lose 21 grams at the exact moment of our death. Everyone. And how much fits into 21 grams? How much is lost? When do we lose 21 grams? How much goes with them? How much is gained? How much is gained? "21 grams. The weight of a stack of 5 nickels. The weight of a hummingbird. A chocolate bar. How much did 21 grams weigh?